It's as good as it's gonna get. Y'all, if like me, you are feeling like a steaming pile of dog poop, then today's video is for you because I too feel like a steaming pile of dog poop. And I have some insights that I have been coaching myself through that might help you too. So here's the sitch. We are here in California, and I have been anticipating this trip for a long time. I can count on one hand the face to face interactions I've had with some of my nearest and dearest friends. And that's not good for your girl's cup. I need to fill the cup. So I needed to get back to where my friends are so I could hang out with them. And all of the things that were sort of bothering me when I was at home, I thought would all be magically okay once we got here and life would feel just perfect. Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you ever have situations in your present moment that are just kind of not bad, but kind of sucky? And you just think, if I could only be here or if I could only do that, this sucky situation would go away. Or more precisely, how I feel about this sucky situation would go away. That's obviously how I was feeling before I left. And I had a lot of anticipation to get here where my life was magically going to feel a lot better. And it has. I'm stoked to be here. California is my happy place. And I did get to see some friends last weekend before I came down with the flu. I think it's a flu. I know it's not the you know what, but something's going on with me. And I had to cancel all of my much anticipated plans that I had for this weekend because I have barely enough energy to sit upright. Now, alongside that, I have also been trying to practice being a little bit more mindful. And in the spirit of that practice, I paused this afternoon to really just hear the thoughts that were rumbling around in my head on this beautiful day where I am feeling under the weather in beautiful California. And this is a small tasting of the weather that was happening inside myself. You have no energy to do anything. Your life is now over. You came all the way to California to see friends and you're stuck inside the house. Maybe you have arachnophobia. Maybe your body is making you sick because you literally never want to leave the house again, ever. Maybe you should blow up your life and start from scratch because clearly, if your life is making you sick, then it is not good and you are a failure. What the hell is going on with you? I gotta be honest, those are the thoughts that have been going through my head. And when I paused to really think about them, the fact that I was catastrophizing about being sick on vacation made me pause and step back and realize that sometimes the stories in my head can get so completely out of control that I don't even recognize them. Hey, this is Karen from the future editing this video right now, and I wanted to pop on and share a statistic that I heard a little while ago that made me want to hug my inner child. The average child with ADHD receives 20,000 more negative comments and pieces of feedback than the average neurotypical child. Things like, why can't you finish anything? Why can't you clean your room? Why can't you pay attention? Why can't you just be like the other kids? And when you think about it, when you consistently hear those sort of messages, it starts to build an identity as somebody who really can't finish anything or pay attention or do anything right. And then we take that narrative into our adult life and it shapes who we are and how we act in the world. And very often we don't realize that until we start to do the inner work necessary to get past those limiting beliefs, because who you were as a child is not who you are as an adult. So you have the agency as an adult to examine those messages, question whether or not they're actually working for you, and change the destructive narratives that are impacting your life. I don't know who needed to hear that, but I felt like I needed to say it. Let's get back to the video. I had to take a moment and pause and think about the facts. The facts are, I'm here in California with my family. We were traveling for 4 or 5 days. And I was outside of my routine. I had to condense all of my coaching calls and work in a short period of time so that I could accommodate my clients. And in light of all of that, I've gotten sick. Those are the facts. It doesn't mean I'm a bad person. It doesn't mean that I'm suffering from arachnophobia. It doesn't mean that I need to burn my business down to the ground. It doesn't have any hidden meanings unless I make them. And very often I find that I do make them because I'm not paying attention to my thoughts. Now, this isn't an ADHD thing. This is a human being thing. We all have internal narratives that we don't pay attention to. But the problem is that the internal narratives are often very negative, and if we don't check in with them and actually listen to what they're saying, our minds and our subconscious can start taking that BS as truth. And that is what can lead us into our ADHD spin, where we start thinking our lives are horrible and we need to burn it all down to the ground and start over again. Because hashtag impulsivity. So I'm taking this opportunity on a day where I am not feeling well and where I have a ton of FOMO going on to not catastrophize the situation, to pause and listen to this internal narrative, to write down the facts, which is that I just got sick, and that is something that happens to all human beings, and it doesn't mean I'm a horrible person. And I refuse to pick up that crappy story that had been going on in my head earlier today. And I'm going to craft a new one that's closer to the truth, one that doesn't give me anxiety about the fact that I'm going to be sick my entire time that I'm here and not be able to see anyone. And then I'm going to chill out and take care of myself in the best way I know how for the rest of the day, which is giving myself the space and grace I need to rest with nice clean sheets on my bed and the beautiful view outside of my bedroom window, and just have a day where I give myself permission to not feel well and be okay with it. Man, I don't know who else needed to hear that today, but I felt like I needed to share it. So I hope this helped you if you are not feeling your best, either physically, mentally, emotionally, and you're letting negative stories make it even worse and worse and worse. This is the universe coming through me to say to you, pause, take a breath, look at the true facts, and ask yourself, is the story you're telling yourself true? Or are you just being mean with yourself? Because I know I was being mean with myself. So I hope that helps somebody. I hope that you're having a great day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.